Father Derek from the Diocese of Kamloops, and I'd like to promote this particular book or audio book called The Fourth Cup by Scott Hahn. And what I'd like to do is just whet your appetite so that you want to read it. And Scott Hahn talks about at the end when Jesus is on the cross, he says, one of the words he says, "It is finished." And you ask the question, you scratch your head and say, what is the it? What is the it? It is finished. What's finished? And so he goes back and Scott Hahn does study, and then at the Last Supper, which is a Passover meal, which is the new Passover meal, Jesus elevates it to a new Passover meal. And during it, there's 4 cups that they drink, 4 cups of wine. So Jesus drinks cup number 1, and they have cup number 2, and then cup number 3, which is also known the cup of blessing. This is where he takes the wine and says, "This is the cup of my blood, the blood of the new and everlasting covenant." And so this is where he turns the wine into his blood. And so what happens is that immediately after the 3rd cup, they sing hymns. They go out and they walk down out to the Garden of Gethsemane. And there's something terribly missing here, because there's a 4th cup they missed. Well, maybe Jesus was distressed, too much on his mind. He was going to go to suffering and death, and maybe he forgot, or something like that. And anyways, however, as they walk along, they go to the Garden of Gethsemane. Now you think, well, Jesus, did he forget the 4th cup? You know what that's like? It's like going to Mass and the priest misses the consecration of the bread into the body of Christ and then the wine into the blood of Christ. Would you notice it? Well, this is kind of the same idea, where this is just, you don't skip the 4th cup. However, they went out, they sang hymns after the 3rd cup, which they should have done after the 4th cup, but maybe Jesus was distressed. And so now they're in the Garden of Gethsemane, and do you remember what Jesus prayed? He was sweating blood, and he said, "Father, take this cup away from me. Not my will, but your will be done." He prays it not only once, but twice, and even a 3rd time. Do you think Jesus forgot about the cup? He says, no way, it's right on the forefront of his mind. "Father, take this cup away from me, but not my will, but your will be done." And so anyways, as the Judas Iscariot and the band comes with him, and of course Peter sees his master being attacked, so what does he do? He cuts the ear off of the slave of the high priest. And what did Jesus say? "Put your sword back in your sheath. Am I not to drink the cup the Father's to give me?" He's still got that cup on his mind over and over again. And that's in John chapter 18, verse 11. And so when does he drink the 4th cup? Well, you'll notice that when Jesus is on the cross, and what happens? He says, "I'm thirsty. I thirst." Of course, that can be taken on many different levels. And so what happens? One of the soldiers took a hyssop branch with a sponge and dipped it into vinegar. And then he put it to the mouth of Jesus, and then he said, he tasted it and he said, "It is finished." He drank the 4th cup on the cross. And so the Last Supper was extended to the cross, so that as Catholics, we do not separate the Last Supper from the crucifixion and, of course, the resurrection and death. And so it's really one event. And so we see the Last Supper connected intimately to the crucifixion, where he drinks the 4th cup on the cross, says, "It is finished." And so it is consummated. And so anyways, I hope I whet your appetite to read more on The Fourth Cup by Scott Hahn.